year, or if you buy like right now, as we're saying, and then next year we think about, well, what could Algorand be in the future? Which, as you just said, read 2 articles that's breaking down the future of Algorand. So it's
Right.
giving the keys, what they say, buy the rumors and sell the news. This ain't news
Exactly.
right now.
Yeah.
This is a rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean eating off of rumors,
Right. Yeah. Like I said, there's tons to be excited about for
Hmm.
Algorand, tons to be excited about for YIELDS, AlgoFi launching soon.
Yeah,
Actually, I use TinyMan on a daily basis. I love
every
using
day.
it. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see what the Algo Dex brings when it launches soon, because that will actually have a little bit different, with the ability to do limit orders, stop
limit
loss, and all
orders.
that
Yep.
stuff. So there'll be lots of cool stuff, that Algorand's DeFi, ecosystem will be able to provide that it hasn't been able to, the past year and the like.
Yeah.
So let's end out here. Let's talk about Opulous.
Opulous.
So,
Yes.
obviously, they've released some new artists. I'll let you, go ahead and
Yeah.
talk about some of the artists they've been releasing.
So we already did the Little Pump S NFT, security NFT. Remember, it's different. I was just talking to some friends. I have to go on a rant about NFTs. I got some friends that were basically only hyped on like was it crypto punks or
Yeah,
bored apes and shit, right? I'm like, listen, that's a one form or one utility of an NFT. We using
right.
Lofty AI, we're buying real estate. You know what I'm saying? There's different things that's happening. NFTs are programmable, so don't get caught up there. Opulous security NFTs. So now we're moving forward to Tyga, and he has Rack City, a few hit singles. He was with Young Money, Drake, Lil Wayne, so he's plugged in definitely.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's at the prime of his career. He might be actually. Who
right.
knows?
I mean,
But
has some of those songs like Rack City, I mean, that's like that
that's some
one and
years
a few
ago,
other
but
ones. Were they number one like hits on the Billboard? Did they get that high?
I don't know if they were number one hits because of, in the YouTube era and all that, but I know like that shit was popping though. Like if
Yeah,
it wasn't the number one, it was top 3, top 5 because it was everywhere.
yeah,
So I do know that, but again, I see, just getting in with Tyga again, you could still make some money, I believe. I don't think that would be a bad move. I don't know if it would be bigger than Little Pump,
yeah,
just based on his mainstream appeal, and he did the songs with Kanye that was huge. So,
yeah.
but I'm still looking forward to what Opulus is doing. I was just looking at the website. They are now putting information on there that's talking about the loan aspects over there.
Yeah.
And so each time that I look at the website, it has more developments. So we're
Yep.
getting closer to the
To at
official
actually launching. Yeah,
official
that will be
launch.
really cool.
I
I'm
saw a
super.
Twitter real quick with you.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
they
that.
got. I was kind of
Yeah.
going back and forth. Yeah, and that's the thing. I was on Twitter. I was talking with. I made a comment, which actually kind of before we leave that Tyga, then the next SNFT that's going to be dropping. Opulus
Fire.
made the agreement. I guess you could say that anyone who invests not only in Lil Pump's
Oh yeah.
SNFT, but also in Tyga's SNFT would get a 1-for-1 of Opulus pretty much. So however
Opulus.
much money you would earn in royalties for those songs in USD, you would get paid the exact same amount in Opulus tokens.
2 payments
So yeah,
for a whole
so
year.
if you're looking to invest in the SNFT, that's another reason why Tigers could be a great one to get in on.
Hmm.
And you also have to think as they, like you said, as this marketplace gets built and as the app comes out, think of the ability to sell these SNFTs down the road if these
Yep.
songs do become top 5 on the billboards or they do blow up. And I think they will.
Yep.
I think you're going to see something crazy happen because
Yeah.
never in the history of a album dropping have you had the ability for fans to get paid. So
Never.
I think
Never.
that alone is going to be enough to drive these songs up into the top 5, top 10, something. So I'm excited to see what that what happens there.
Yep.
But I did go into a
was
little
beefing. He
discussion, I
was
would
beefing
say.
with you.
Yeah. And I get it. I totally get it. Is I wouldn't throw shade at anybody who poses legit questions. Like
Yep.
that's literally why we're all here. I would never come on my channel and expect to know all the answers. I love having conversations in the comments on
Yep.
replies to my tweets, because that's what makes us all grow and all get better.
Yeah,
But
Lee
he was kind of
Parsons had your
asking,
back though.
yeah, he was kind of asking, what's the utility? Like, there's no reason to have the Opulus token, because you can pretty much do everything that Opulus is doing via Cash, Republic,
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. You don't need the Opulus token, and I do get that.
I
I just
understand.
don't think to answer and I guess give the response that I gave in Twitter on here. I don't think we're at a moment where we need to really fear or think or have cause for concern there, because once the app that Opulous is building goes live, and once that NFT marketplace gets built, just like Yieldly, you're going to see the utility for that token. You're going to see that. I would imagine soon you won't be buying these SNFTs with fiat or cash.
No.
You'll be buying them with the Opal tokens or Opulous tokens you hold. And that would be a major utility. And there's also other things, you know, if they start to offer staking on their own platform for people who hold it to add liquidity to the market, there's tons and tons of ways in which that token can be used.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like being early on Yieldly, if you were in there in July when it dropped, you like, what are we doing here? We're just only staking, right? And then we see the developments happening. Even with Algorand, we just did our very first governance with the same token. So we are early again. We're early, and what we're doing on this channel is giving foresight to what's happening. So it's like, and we've seen Opulous is at $3. And it's not even being used yet, essentially. What could happen when we actually
And it launched at 5 cents.
And I'm pissed. Like, I blew it on that, you know? But, like, I was covering this shit months ago, and then I just, like, you know, it's so much happening. It was over, you know, then by the time I got in, it was about, like, $1 or something. $1.20. And I still got me some, and I still won. You know, so,
I still have people asking me now, you know, should I be buying Opulous? Is that a good buy? Yes. If you, I think even Lee Parsons, he made a comment. He's like, if you can see longer than 5 days or 5 minutes into this market, you'll make it. Like,
he said he got a lockup. That's how you do deals.
They are not even getting, and you have to think, big name guys jumped in on this one. KSI, he's a big rapper, YouTuber. Big Boy Crypto, he's a big, I mean, he's literally one of the biggest.
Like Elio Trades is one of the biggest.
Exactly.
He got it too.
And they are all in early, which means they can't even sell for a certain, they don't even get, not even that they can't sell. They don't even have the tokens in their wallets, people. Like you know, I get it. You want to, you know, look at the vesting schedule and you think, well, you know, there's a lot of selling pressure coming down the road. I don't think you're going to see that as much, you know, unless we hit some crazy bear market. Yes, there is always the potential that it could go down. But
this is one of those things like, but don't be the person that sells when everything is red.
No, you can't, because you're going to be mad at yourself.
Yeah, you like,
especially when the likes of YIELDS and Opulous, when they do run, you saw how fast Opulous ran from 60 cents to $7.50 something cents. It was like 4 weeks. Like, and some of that was in big chunks. Like overnight, it would go, I would literally go to sleep 50, and it'd see $2. I'd wake up and it'd be at $3.50. And I'm like, holy cow. And then I'd go to sleep the next night and it's up to $6. So like, you can't sleep, you know, on some of these. So, and you don't want to drive yourself crazy trying to swing trade all of these. So that's where it's sometimes best just to buy, you know, look at that 5-10 year horizon of your future self, who's going to look back and think, what should I have done? I think buying a holding is a good strategy, especially for some of these projects like Opulous, YIELDLY, and as the, you know, Algorand ecosystem evolves, Tiny Man, ALGOFI, these are going to be some solid projects that will do similar to what Ethereum's ecosystem did this last bull run.
Yeah, like Coinbase is only Ethereum based. So imagine when Coinbase becomes algo based. You know, that's gonna be the second blockchain that they're gonna start rocking with it. They will have to.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's
there's
crazy.
There's so much utility, so much.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, another thing I do want to say before we end out on Opulous, there was not just the TYGA, but there is those other 4 artists that are releasing
Cowboy and 3 European artists.
Yep. And then you also have Super Duper Kyle, who is releasing the first full album. Now I don't know. Yeah, I don't know any of his music, but I did follow him on Twitter, and I've seen a lot of his community, you know, reacting. Or I think I even saw a snippet of maybe one of the songs in his upcoming album. They were in the studio singing it. But then a lot of the comments, just reading through them and just seeing how many of his fans. I know he has. I think he has a strong following. So it's like, even though TYGA and Lil Pump are the big names that I knew, Super Duper Kyle could be the big one. That could be.
I think he might sell better.
Yeah, that could be the diamond in the rough. Especially you have to think, you know, not to, you know, I compared to maybe like football. Like sometimes you got the you know, the running backs like the Adrian Petersons, the older guys, like, you know, they're the good ones, but like then you go out and you get a Zeke Elliott, you know, for year 1, and sometimes like they may not
From
have the biggest
Mahomes.
name,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. They may not have the biggest name yet, but they can have the biggest, that line, that graph, it just apes and goes bananas. That could be some of these guys who are getting in, on their music earlier. So that one is one to follow. And I think if you're someone who's looking at the Algorand ecosystem and you're looking at projects to get in on, every single one we've talked about in today's video, they're hidden gems, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, the overall market at $2 trillion, there has been $1 trillion essentially sucked out the market. That trillion, or maybe double, will come back. So it's like the goal is to build our positions before whales buy what we're buying. That's essentially what we're all trying to do here. When big money buy it, that's when we get moonshots. Then the masses go, oh shit, it's going up. Then everybody else buy it. You don't want to be the third tier buyer, basically.
Right. And to one last thing, right before we head out, I'm actually going to share my screen once more because I want to show people just how you can have confidence in building these transactions or building these cryptos through, these bear markets, these slides that we see. So if I share my screen again and we come over and we look at YIELDLY, because this is one of the ones right now, the DeFi platform that you can earn some good yield. You just go to staking pools. Right now, they just opened one up last night, which was the ability to stake choice coin for an earn choice coin. And right now the APY is 1,155. So that's really high right now. Obviously that will come down as more money floods into it. But I mainly stake right here in these two, YIELDLY and earning more YIELDLY, and YIELDLY to Opulous. To put this into perspective, I'm earning every single month almost $1,000 worth, if not a little bit more, between these three cryptos. And that's not including governance. So realistically, it's probably more than that. But that is what you have to start looking at, is what can you do now? What steps can you take now so that when this next bull run happens, when something like YIELDLY takes off, Opulous takes off, what can you do now to earn more of it passively without having to spend, go out, work an hour to earn $10 and then buy it? You can come over here and stake it every single day.
And when another unspoken incentive that they're doing is, this isn't like when your coin goes down, you're still earning it. So essentially, you're like, it's like becomes, well, I guess the right word, deflationary for your portfolio, I guess, or something like that. Because like you're losing value, but you're gaining coins. So some of us, while that happening, you might break even, which is a good thing. So that's why I love staking.
It makes it easier to hold as you see red, knowing that every day, you're still claiming X amount and your pile or your bag is getting bigger. And then when it does flip and run, that's when you can look back and you start doing the calculations. You're like, hey, I didn't work for any of that. And my money just, worked for me. And now I'm, twice as much as I would have been if I'd have just left it sitting in my wallet or, God forbid, in a savings account or something somewhere, earning 0.00 something. So, but cool.
Inflation at 6.8%, but I'm like,
exactly. Yeah, you definitely take advantage of what crypto is offering. It's a huge wealth generator right now, especially here in the next 5 years, as just crypto explodes, but also as Algorand's DeFi ecosystem explodes and we see more growth in that area. So, Will, thanks for coming on the channel today. Thanks for talking some Algorand updates with me. And until next time, guys, let's get out there and make some money.
Go.